Good morning, children. Lesson 4, Literary Heritage of India. We have covered page 30, 31 and one paragraph on page 32. Now again you see on page 32 and we'll continue with medieval literature. Please pay attention. After completion of my explanation, you have to go through the lesson word by word. You have to read it nicely. And afterwards I'll give you the answers also, page numbers. You have to write down from the textbook in your notebooks. Now we'll continue the chapter. Now during the beginning of medieval age in North India, the language of literature was Sanskrit. That means the people generally were using Sanskrit. That is why the great works were composed during this period. All are in Sanskrit. And in this age, two great works were written in Kashmir. First was Somadevas. You have to remember Somadevas, Katha Sarit Sagar, where it was written by Somadevas, Katha Sarit Sagar. And the second was Kalhanas, Raj Tarangini. Kalhanas, Raj Tarangini. There are first historical books of India. Now, so these are the two books which were said to be historical books of India. Which are they? Somdeva's Katha Sarit Sagar and second one was Kalhanas Raj Tarangini. Another famous work of this time is Geet Govinda by Jaydev, which is one of the finest poems in Sanskrit literature. This can be asked as Geet Govinda by Jayadeva, which is said to be the finest poems in Sanskrit literature. As we have said before, this was the period when the Apabharmans languages had started developing into modern Indian language. Apabharmans languages had started developing into modern Indian language. One of the earliest works in an early form of Hindi was Prithvi Raj Raso by Chand Bardai. Chand Bardai has written Prithvi Raj Raso. That means it was the work of, it is being said, the Hindi literature was written by Chand Bardai, and in that what he has written, his works was marked as the work of the beginning of the Hindi literature, and which was dealing, the Hindi literature was written in Hindi, and this literature was dealing with the heroic deeds of Prithviraj Chauhan. In this time, Sanskrit literature made great stride in South India. So during this time, Sanskrit was given more importance in South India also. For some times, Jainism influenced Kannada literature. The poet Pampa, the poet, I mean to say, he has composed the poem, that is Adi Puran and Vikramarjun Vijayanta. You have to remember the names. The poet Pampa composed Adi Puran and Vikramarjun Vijayanta. The poet Ponna wrote Shanti Puran, describing the life of 16th Jain Tirthankar. So Pampa, Ponna and Ranna, these three names you have to remember. The poet Pampa has composed Adi Puran, and Vikramarjun Vijayanta, the poet Ponna, wrote Shanti Puran, describing the life of 16th Jain Tirthankar. The poet Ranna composed two books. They were famous and now it has been called them as Ajitnath Puram and Gadha Yudh. Ajitnath Puram and Gadha Yudh. The poets, namely Pampa, Ponna and Ranna, are known as a trio of early Kannada literature. So they all three were they have written Kannada literature. So they were famous for that. Poet Kamban composed Ramayana in Tamil language. Apart from this, other famous literary works were written in Tamil language. So we have studied about Kannada literature and Tamil language. The development of Indian languages and composition got a promotion in Delhi Sultanate. We call it Sultanate in Hindi, but it is Sultanate in Hindi. So the development of Indian language, all the languages which got a promotion and the composition of these languages were promoted in Delhi Sultanate. Two forms of Delhi language, खड़ी बोली and ब्रिज भाषा. हिंदी में किसमें लिटरेचर बहुत ज़्यादा फेमस हुआ, राइटिंग लिटरेचर, खड़ी बोली एंड ब्रिज भाषा. Many devotional songs were composed in these languages. These two languages were generally used and they got promotion in Delhi Sultanate. Many heroic poems and stories were composed in Rajasthani languages also, which is almost seen to be similar to Hindi and Gujarati. This can be asked. Many heroic poems and stories were composed in Rajasthani. Which language are they similar to? They are similar to Hindi and Gujarati. The heroic works like Ala, Udal and Visaldev Raso were popular at that time. A book called Chandrayaan, written by Mulla Daud, is the oldest book in Awadhi language. Awadhi, the language which is generally used in Awadh. And the book was written by Mulla Daud, and the name of the book is Chandrayaan. However, the critical appreciation of the ancient books was still written in Sanskrit language. Now, Persian was the language of court of Delhi Sultanate. See, though they have got the promotion of all the Indian languages, but basically the Delhi Sultanate, they were using, the language was Persian. Consequently, many Persian words are seen in Hindi languages. Many historians emerged out during the period. We get proper description of Indian history through Turkish writer in Persian language. Ziauddin Barani wrote Tarikh-e-Firoz Shahi, which gives a detailed account of the region of Khilji and Tughlaq kings. He also wrote a book on political theory called Fatwa-e-Jahangiri. The most outstanding literary figure of a period was Amir Khusro. Outstanding literary figure was Amir Khusro. He was a poet, he was a historian, he was mystic saint and also a composer of music. He was also a disciple of Nizamuddin Auliya. निजामुद्दीन औलिया का बहुत बड़ी वहाँ दिल्ली में उनको बहुत रिस्पेक्ट दिया जाता है, उनको बहुत मानते हैं और वहाँ पे ही निजामुद्दीन औलिया थे दिल्ली में, जो कि किसके गुरु थे, अमीर खुसरो के. ही रोट आशिको द ना सिपिहर किरातुल सदायन द खजाने फुतूह and several other works of poetry. He took great pride of his being an Indian and praised India as the earthly paradise. He called India as a earthly paradise. He praised India's flora, fauna, its beauty, its buildings, its knowledge and learning. He strongly believed that in many respects the essence of Hinduism resembled Islam. He considered Hindavali, the Hindi spoken around the region of Delhi, his mother tongue and composed many verses in it. Hindavali मतलब वो एरिया जहाँ पे हिंदी बोली जाती है. He composed verses in many languages. He wrote a number of bilingual quatrains and verses in Hindi and Persian. So he has written many bilingual quatrains and verses in Hindi as well as in Persian. The healthy tradition started by him continued for centuries after him. कई सालों तक उनका ट्रेडिशन चलता रहा. The regional kings gave a great impetus to regional languages and literature. Bhakti saints preached in the language of the people. Many of them, like Kabir, were great poets. Bhojpuri and Avdi were the major dialects during those days. The works of Kabir are chiefly composed in Sadhu Khadi. Among the Kabir's dohas have become part of folklore. Malik Muhammad Jayasi wrote Padmavat in Avdi, and there are many other poets of Awadh in this period. These are all namely given there, the poets and their works. That you have to remember, children. Now, moreover, the well-known Ramcharitmanas, this has been written by Tulsidas and the language used by him was Avdi. there are many other writers of Avdi language. Now, besides Hindi language, literature in other languages also developed. Hindi language, the literature was already been developing, but other languages were also getting developed. In Bengali, the Ramayana by Kritavasa and the hundred of lyrics by the famous poet Chandidas were written under the patronage of the rulers. With Saint Chaitanya's, the traditions of writing devotional songs began. So, who was the saint? Chaitanya. From his time, they started writing devotional songs. Narsimha Mehta wrote devotional songs in Gujarati, and Namdev and Sant Eknath in Marathi. These are the names of Narsimha Mehta, Namdev, Sant Eknath. They are all saints. There were very important developments in Kashmir under Jainulabid, under whose patronage many Sanskrit works like Mahabharata and Raj Tarangini were translated into Persian. Basically, they are the historical books. We have seen that it has been translated into Persian. That time it was generally the Sanskrit was used, and then it is being translated into Persian. In the reign of kings of Vijayanagar, Sanskrit literature continued to develop. This is a place, that is a region which is called as Vijayanagar, and who was the king? Raja Krishna Deva Raya. He was a great king of Vijayanagar. And what he has done, see, the more developed of Sanskrit literature. However, this was an important period of the growth of Telugu literature. He was a great king of Vijayanagar, was also a Telugu as well as Sanskrit writer. He wrote what? Amukta Malayad. So Raja Krishna Deva Raya was a great king of Vijayanagar. What he has written? He was well versed with Telugu language as well as Sanskrit. So he wrote Amukta Malayad. As in art of architecture, the Mughal period also saw a great development in literature. Babur, the first Mughal ruler, was one of the pioneers of Turkish poetry and also the author of very valuable autobiography, Tujuke Babur, in Turkish. The first Mughal emperor, whose name was Babur, everybody knows about it. He was a great pioneer of Turkish poetry. He also wrote autobiography named as Tujuke Babur, which was written in Turkish, which was later translated into Persian, and the name was given as Baburnama. Gulbadan Begum, sister of Emperor Humayun, she wrote Humayun Nama. Jahangir wrote his great autobiography, the Tujuke Jahangiri. Aurangzeb also was a prolific writer, and the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah, was a notable Urdu poet. So, in short, about the Mughals, it has been mentioned how they have written and how the literature has been developed. Now, Hindi literature made significant progress during Akbar's reign also. Tulsidas and Surdas wrote in this period. The great poet Keshav Das wrote on love and separation. Rahim's Doha are still popular all over India. Many noteworthy books were written during the period. Abdul Fazl wrote Inai Akbari and the Akbarnama. You have to remember who is the writer of Inai Akbari and Akbarnama, Abdul Fazl. Inai Akbari gives the details of Indian customs, manners, religion, philosophy, economic condition, and almost every aspect of life. As a historical work, it is perhaps unparalleled. Abul Fazl's brother Faizi, he was a great Persian poet, and he has translated many Sanskrit works into Persian. Akbar had established an independent department of translation of Sanskrit works like the Mahabharata and Ramayana, the Atharva Veda, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Panchatantra. So Akbar was having a separate department for translating all these great books into Persian. One of the most significant developments during the medieval period was the birth of Urdu language. So the Urdu language was also developed during that time. This new language soon developed into one of the richest modern Indian languages. It produced great poets like Wali, Mir Dard, Mir Taqi Mir, Nazir Akbarabadi, Abdul Allah Khan, Ghalib, Iqbal, and others. So we'll continue the chapter afterwards in my third part. Thank you.